Let me talk about the positive parenting approach. It is relevant to this issue. The CAS knows that Christianity is a major threat to their personal beliefs, and they have made great progress, the CAS, in attacking Christianity in Canada. Their actions often violate the Charter of Rights. Christians object to being told by a small group of CAS zealots that we must raise our children according to junk science of pop psychotherapists claiming to be parenting experts who promote the positive parenting approach, and we see it even on TV today, everywhere. They are clearly unqualified even to give such advice from a biblical point of view. The positive parenting approach was pioneered in the 60s by Dr. Benjamin Spock in part. But at the end of his life, few know that he renounced that entire approach. I want to quote him, I think it's relevant. He said, quote, "We have reared a generation of brats. Parents aren't firm enough with their children for fear of losing their love and incurring their resentment. This is a cruel deprivation that we professionals have imposed on mothers and fathers. Of course, we did it with the best intentions. We didn't realize until it was too late that our know-it-all attitude was undermining parents." Are you listening, CAS and Allison Schaefer of the Parenting Show? This is a real problem. Spanking children is contrary, for example, to the CAS positive parenting approach, even though it's legal in Canada.
Foster parents can do it.
In 2000 AD, the Ontario Superior Court upheld the spanking law. The CAS thumbed their elitist noses at the court ruling. Eventually, the Supreme Court thumbed their noses back at the CAS by upholding the spanking law in 2004. But I want to talk about two specific cases and I'll be done. Number one, we must mention the CAS attacking an entire church in Elmer, Ontario because the parents simply spanked their children. It was so shocking that even U.S. newspapers reported the story. Normal, happy, well-behaved church children were, quote, dragged kicking and screaming from their homes by the Elmer Children's Aid Society, reported all over the place in many newspapers. The 28 mothers and their 80 children fled to the U.S. and claimed asylum from persecution. Why? Because the CAS was demanding that the parents stop spanking their children altogether, even though the Superior Court ruled it was legal a few months earlier. By every standard, these children were very well behaved, well adjusted, from excellent Christian homes. It was not a case of child abuse, but a conflict in CAS ideology with Christianity. This was a direct attack on Christianity by the CAS. Once the Supreme Court declared spanking legal in 2004, the CAS now, and the current push, is to abolish Section 43 altogether. Okay, the law is now legal. They don't agree with it, so let's just remove the law out of the books, which is essentially the same thing as overturning the ruling. We need to be on guard against this. If the CAS defies the Supreme Court of Canada, what hope does the average mother or father have of withstanding them? Nobody can stop these people. And again, I say, these are the reasons why lawyers that I know have referred to them as a law unto themselves and a Gestapo. I want you to consider the case of William Stewart and his wife Shelley of 17 years. William is a full-time minister of a church in Kingston, Ontario. William and his wife Shelley applied to the CAS to adopt children into their childless, loving and stable home. Although they really are the perfect candidates for adoption, the CAS declared them unfit parents for 3 absurd reasons. They believed in spanking, in the traditional husband-wife roles, and they believed in training children, which training a child in the way he should go is contrary to the positive parenting approach. And they stated this in writing. Even though William and Shelley promised to comply with the spanking guidelines issued by the Supreme Court of Canada, the CAS said they were unfit parents and closed the file. In a written statement, the CAS said, and I quote, "We have, quote, a policy which states that children will never under any circumstances be adopted into homes where parents indicate that they might spank their children, even if they spank according to the Supreme Court guidelines." Now I want to talk one more aspect about William's case. The church minister, William Stewart, and his wife learned in more detail the second reason why the CAS views them as unfit parents. And this is just mind-boggling. The CAS believes that the traditional family, where the man is the head of the house, is a poisonous and unhealthy environment unfit to raise children in. Now, the Stewarts didn't feel so bad when they realized that the CAS also viewed June and Ward Cleaver also as unfit to adopt children because of their rigid gender roles that you see. Hard statistics prove that 36% of CAS adoptions go to homosexuals.
Yeah.
But Christians, with their leave it to beaver, rigid gender roles, are deemed unfit parents. The CAS will approve adoption to lesbian couples when a woman is the head of the house. They will even let a homosexual couple adopt children when one of the men is head of the house. But not the traditional Christian family where the husband is the head of the wife. The CAS refuses to adopt children to Christians with traditional gender roles, but loves to adopt children out to homosexuals with same-sex gender roles. How hypocritical. Take note, my complaint is not about gay adoption, but that Christians are being specifically targeted for exclusion for adoption. Almost all gay couples are seen as fit parents, and almost all Christian couples are deemed unfit parents. If you are gay, statistics prove that you are 55 times greater, have a chance greater of adoption than those who are not gay. What a twisted, evil world we live in. Think about that for a minute. Now, after 17 years, full-time church minister William Stewart and his loving wife Shelley are childless to this day, and maybe they'll just have to fly to Africa to adopt children. In conclusion, the CAS, in my opinion, is beyond reform, must be totally dismantled and replaced with a new government organization whose judgments, opinions are accountable to the voters of Ontario and to you who are here today. Thank you.